and welcome back to the WGL APAC Season 2. My name is Rogu. I'm joining you this time,
You are.
Mr. Elfish Guy. But if you're just joining us, you missed an absolutely amazing game. It went all the way to a nail-biting finish, but the Coalition Zoo eked out that last round victory over the Dark Wolves.
Yeah, our first tiebreaker of the season, and was one that we kind of expected to go the long haul, and it definitely delivered in that respect. So, moving on to our second match for today, I think this is another one which could potentially lead us towards the longer end of things.
Yeah, we got the undefeated Team Efficiency going up against Meltdown. Meltdown are heavy favorites coming into this Season 2. We really look to them to be one of the top contenders for that high 1 to 2 spot, but so far they've dropped 2 games. So coming into this, I'm not too sure where I put my money.
Yeah, exactly, and I agree with you. I sort of thought Meltdown coming into this one were going to be up there in the 1 to 4 position, but at the moment they're really not quite showing that. They looked really poor yesterday against Karen Tiger. They didn't have a great time against Wargaming, which is understandable, but the fashion in which they went down definitely didn't lead me to believe that they were having a really great time. So if we have a look at the Meltdown lineup, we'll see that they've had, you know, a few changes from what we saw last season. So I guess it is acceptable, I suppose, in the sense that they are having some difficulties early on in the piece, getting used to that new roster, but I would have hoped for maybe a little bit more out of this roster at this point.
Especially when they got Mr. Batchat himself, Visatone, they're always putting up large numbers, but as you can see, they've got 27 battles played here with an attack win of 50%, and that defense seems to be where they're lacking at a negative on 47% there. So hopefully they can tighten something up today and bolster those numbers just a tad.
Yeah, and I guess really liking how things are, I suppose, starting to shape up here for Meltdown, but I think when we look over at Team Efficiency, that's a bit more of an example of some really good roster changes coming into this lineup.
Definitely.
I mean, last season we saw Party probably being really the top damage dealer for this lineup for Team Efficiency, but it does seem like the 2 new additions to this roster, JT and Grodowski, really pipping him for the post at that point. At the moment, they seem to have taken over that role, even though they're really more in the forward positions in those heavy tanks as opposed to being enabled so much like what Party was last season. But you know what? There's still a good chance here that we're going to see some really good stuff coming out from Team Efficiency. I'm liking the changes that they've made. I think it's going to be good to see them. And they've also got Bolognese, which we haven't seen so far this season, in, I suppose, the sub or backseat position for the moment. Hopefully we'll get to see him coming out tonight. A few more players on the roster: Kane, Dexter, Gamer, JP Xerxes. They all had a few games at least last season, but we're not seeing them so much this season. I like that at least Team Efficiency have got more of a stable roster, it seems, coming into Season 2.
Yeah, I think in terms of upgrades when it comes to getting in new players, Team Efficiency definitely were the biggest receivers of that benefit.
Well, it seems that way. Although you could argue maybe Karen Tiger have done a good job. Horsemen as well are looking all right in terms of their roster changes, but that's something that we still kind of have yet to really find out as this season progresses.
Yeah, and keep in mind with Team Efficiency, they have played the least amount of games out of anyone so far, missing out on that first week. So we're still yet to really dig our nails in deep to just how well they're going to be doing. But as we have a look at the map pool for tonight's game, you can see we'll be starting it off with Cliff, Ruinberg, and Himmelsdorf.
Yeah, so good pick there for Cliff for Team Efficiency. I like that map. We saw them yesterday having a pretty good time on it against B Gaming. They came back from a 6 versus 3. So, you know what? They know what they're doing on that map. Ruinberg and Himmelsdorf coming out. I actually think those are pretty good picks here for Meltdown because, to me, those are maps that Team Efficiency doesn't necessarily like to play on. And then, of course, the 3rd and 4th map coming out there. The 4th map, Steps, and then the tiebreaker map is Murovanka. So, overall, I actually kind of like this map pool for Meltdown, but I like the first map for Team Efficiency. So I think Team Efficiency should get off to a good start here. If they don't 2-0 it though, that's when maybe I can start to see a little bit of a struggle starting to creep in.
Yeah, I really think you've hit the nail on the head with that one. If they are able to get that early momentum and their real strong players can start showing us, showing everyone really why we're picking them as the people to watch, JT especially, then there's no reason why they can't completely just steamroll over Meltdown in this series. But we know Meltdown, they are no slouches, so it's up to them to get in early, kind of break the confidence that Team Efficiency can accrue. Like you said, they won a 3 versus 6 on Cliff, so feeling pretty good about their Cliffs game.
Definitely, definitely. I think, like I said, the map pool probably favoring Meltdown here a little bit, but originally I had my prediction as 5-4 in the favor of Meltdown. I thought it was going to be a pretty close one. but I'm not so sure about that now. I think, you know, after yesterday's performance from Team Efficiency and yesterday's performance from Meltdown, maybe I'm going to flip that on its head. I think I'm going to go Team Efficiency for this one.
It's one of those things where we didn't know what to expect from Team Efficiency, having not seen them in the week one when we were doing our pre-game chats here. But the more and more that I've seen Team Efficiency playing over this week, and the more I'm really starting to back these guys as well. So we'll definitely have to see how this series progresses to see if they can do-si-do with the best of them.
And this is going to be a really important series for both of these two teams as well. I said that earlier on when we were just starting the show, that, you know, they're two teams that are so close together at the moment on the ladder that if one of them is able to get 3 points out of this one, they're really going to leapfrog the other and then even put themselves up above a couple of the other teams perhaps as well. So jumping into the tank picks to start things off here for our first round on Cliff. It is not too surprising, lots of bat chats there, but Team Efficiency throwing a couple of curveballs in there. The Kranwagen, that's something that we don't always see here on Cliff, but it can make, or it makes good sense. I think that'll be either JT or Party in that tank. I think there's a couple of boosts even, or climbs that the Kranwagen can do. I don't know if we're going to see that from Team Efficiency today, but we'll have to find out. IU251 makes sense. On the Meltdown side, it's pretty much standard fare. T49 on the defense, always a good pick, and, well, bat chats galore as well as that TVP. Just in there for the extra bit of clip potential during that time that the bat chats are reloading. Yeah,
definitely well-rounded lineups coming out of both the rosters, so it's going to be on who utilizes it best as we're jumping in to the first game of the second series tonight. Meltdown taking on Team Efficiency. If you'd asked me a week ago, I said this should be an easy Team Efficiency win, Meltdown win, but Team Efficiency have been impressing the heck out of me lately, so all eyes are on them to continue their win streak.
Actually, Granovsky going to be taking away that Kranwagen, so I am proven incorrect to start things off here in this round. But Team Efficiency going for a relatively standard-looking setup here on the attacking side. JT in this defensive position, I suppose, really is the one to spot out that lighthouse for the moment. A little bit of damage early on going over to Momo in that T49. He hasn't been spotted out. That was just some spam fire, I think, maybe coming out of Skell.
Takes a chunk here. Hopefully he doesn't take any more than that. Very low HP pool in that T49, and Safi.
Safi's not hit the climb correctly there.
He's struggling a little bit to get up there. Granovsky taking a huge shot though. Goes down to about below half health, down to about a quarter right now.
He's not in a good spot here at all. 19 HP.
One last shot, do it. Even a falling pebble from the mountain will send this guy sky high. Can anyone land the last shots here? Ooh, he gets that alive, but unless he can find some good shots here, he's just going to be watching from the bench.
Yeah, and I think maybe that might have been a little bit of a failure from the scouting of Team Efficiency. I don't think they spotted those bat chats getting into that position, so they probably didn't know that the bat chats were there, and as a result, Granovsky thought he was a little bit safer than he was, gets spotted out, and being in a heavy tank, it's not always so easy to get out of that position so quickly. So a little bit of a poor start for Team Efficiency on the attacking side here, almost losing one tank, but Granovsky will see what he can do from 19 HP here. Still a gun in the game, and that cannot be underrated.
See Mr. Batchat himself, Visatone, one-on-one against Safi, but Safi has positional advantage, having finally hit that climb.
Yep.
He's up there behind the lighthouse first, so he does have the cover and height advantage. It's going to be up to Visatone to see if he wants to push this, but he's down about half health, so he'd be a madman to try it.
Yeah, it's almost like the battle of two Mr. Batchats actually at the top of the lighthouse here. Safi, the Batchat main for Meltdown. He's actually having a bit of a better time against Visatone here, but Team Efficiency across the other side of the map have decided to force the fight on Meltdown. I'm not sure that's the correct idea. They are not having a great time here.
Yeah, more goes down. Pathfinder somehow still alive on 6 HP. He's able to get the kill onto Skell now. Bohan, Pang, both getting a kill for themselves here. So 4 versus 5, but you can see Pathfinder and Granovsky very, very low, so they can contribute about maybe 1 shot.
Yeah. I have to favor Pathfinder though, like, you know, Batchat in this situation, maybe just a little bit harder to spot than the Kranwagen, so maybe he'll have an easier time of getting some shots off. Granovsky though, he could bounce 1 or 2 off the turret, so there's pros and cons to both of them, but Team Efficiency certainly a little bit worse for wear here. At least they have a full HP Batchat to work with. That's JT. They've sent him forward, but 2 full HP Batchats on the side of Meltdown, or almost full HP Batchats for Meltdown. It's really going to be a tough nut to crack here for Team Efficiency, and I don't think Meltdown are going to throw this one away like what we saw B-Gaming do yesterday against Team Efficiency.
You can already see they're getting shots onto Bohan here. He's getting lower and lower as the shells connect. A great one out of Blast. Hits him down to 0 HP. The sniper himself. Great job from Meltdown. They're not going to let this one slip through the cracks.
Yeah, Safi trying to push forward here with JT as well, but Pink Pig is in a great spot to crossfire this. This is not going to work out too well at all for team efficiency.
Pathfinder goes down, so does Safi, but like you mentioned, Pink Pig, when he decides to show himself, should have no trouble taking out JT, who's quite frankly gotten more than he should have, but he's realized, yeah, he's not long for this world. Yeah, cover not working at his advantage. He goes down, and the 19 HP Kranwagen left on the map. This should be quite cruisy sailing for Meltdown, taking out the first round of Cliffs.
Yeah, that was really not too great to begin with there from Team Efficiency.
No.
Losing so much HP on Granovsky, having him in the Kranwagen, a key kind of part of the lineup that they had there. You know, it meant that they didn't necessarily have that all-in power of the full Bat Chat lineup. And then when they did go for that full Bat Chat lineup, or the Bat Chats and the RU251 and the TVP charging into, you know, the other Meltdown, Bat Chats and whatever, they just didn't have that extra tank that they needed. They had already lost quite a lot of HP, and the positional advantages were probably with the favor of Meltdown there. So just overall, didn't go the way that it really needed to for team efficiency.
Yeah, and not to mention we had Safi, Vicetone really challenging Safi despite Safi having the high ground. Kind of felt like a Star Wars moment, Obi-Wan and Anakin, and he's saying, don't challenge me, I had the high ground. But Vicetone, he's a confident man when he's in the bat shot, so he went for it anyway, and he went down.
Yep.
So this losing a player.
It went the same way as it did in Star Wars.
You're not wrong.
You know, Safi was able to pull off that 1v1, I suppose, but really...
They lost the battle, but they won the war, because
exactly.
the Death Star gets built in the end, guys.
Exactly, and it didn't work out too nicely for team efficiency there. That's a big problem for me here, seeing them drop one on Cliff, because, as I said, I don't think if team efficiency don't 2-0 here on Cliff, which they clearly haven't now, they're going to be in for a bit of trouble. Ruinberg, not a map that I necessarily... I suppose, think of a great one for team efficiency, nor is really Himmelsdorf. They know their way around Himmelsdorf, but it certainly doesn't feel like one of their pocket picks, I suppose. So, you know, maybe some trouble coming down the track here. Imperative now for team efficiency to get that second round here on Cliff.
To have a quick look at the replays to see just how well Meltdown did in this starting round. You can see when the fight breaks out, the crossfire coming out of team efficiency just wasn't there. They couldn't get Pathfinder down in time, and he was able to get the shot off onto Skell, which really turned the tide of this fight.
Yeah, and there was a lot of tanks that weren't really in the battle there. I mean, Safi had already dispatched, really, of Vicetone. Bohan wasn't really in that fight. JT definitely wasn't in that fight. So Meltdown had the numbers advantage in that little bit of a skirmish, which obviously led them to pick up the win here. And, well, it's Bat Chats number 127. No surprises there at all. Good stuff from Pang Pang, Pathfinder, and, well, backed up pretty well by Blast and Pink Pig.
Yeah, did a great job just rounding out the damage there, but like you said, it's going to be one of those things where the second half of the scoreboard really tells the tale of what went wrong, who on the side of team efficiency just weren't hitting their shots, and I think it's going to be Granovsky in that Kranwagen, where he was taken down to 19 health within the first couple minutes of the game, and doubt he really got much done for the rest of it.
No, it's always going to be difficult when you get dropped that low early on in the piece. Got 883 off, so that's a couple of shots worth of damage. More surprisingly, didn't get too much done. He's usually one of the top damage dealers actually for team efficiency, but wasn't able to connect too many shots there, so a little unfortunate for him. But look, team efficiency, they didn't get off to a great start against Coalition Zoo. They haven't gotten off to a great start here against Meltdown, but hopefully, at least for their sake, they're going to be able to pull things back in their favor.
You have the next half ready and waiting for them, so hopefully they can salvage one round out of this, because we were predicting the 2-0 on Cliffs considering how well they did last night. But Meltdown, obviously last night they had a bit of a loss against Karen Tiger, so coming back strong, bouncing back hard, and showing us a dominating performance. So all they need to do is close out this one, then the rest should be smooth sailing. Yeah,
it looked like a much better Meltdown lineup there, but I do wonder what would have happened if team efficiency had spotted all those Bat Chats crossing. You know, that could have been a much different battle. I mean, it would have probably resulted in less damage or even no damage going over to Granovsky and that Kranwagen, and probably a better fight picked by team efficiency as well. They just sort of charged in there, and it felt like, you know, it was always going to go the way of Meltdown at that point.
Just didn't have the numbers, so when it came to the fights and the skirmishes, Meltdown, they had the better accuracy, they had more numbers. It's really hard to kind of convince otherwise that they would have won that fight.
All right, well, let's get into the second half here of Cliff. The tank lineups are ready, and it's going to be relatively similar to what we saw last time. No Kranwagen, though, coming out here for team efficiency. Full Bat Chats for Meltdown, as well as that RU251. Team efficiency have thrown a TVP in there as well. I do like having at least one TVP here. I think that's probably maybe just a little bit of a bonus, in my opinion, for team efficiency here, but I guess it just comes down to that focus fire, the aim, and the mechanics really now that both these teams have such a similar lineup.
Alex nearly getting his dream of the 7 Batchat lineup, but is going to get ruined by the RU251 here, so unfortunate stuff for him. But we're jumping into the second half of Cliffs here. Can Meltdown do it again? Can they take the series to a 2-0 fashion against Team Efficiency? But like you said, it could have been gone either way if Team Efficiency scouting was just a little bit better.
Skell, I'm not sure if he should have shot there. He's been spotted out, and well, he's pretty much spotted out the entire Meltdown lineup there as well, I would think. But he's going to hightail it out of there. He's okay. That's really good work there from Team Efficiency. Meltdown, all of their tanks spotted. Team Efficiency going to have a really perfect read on the situation now.
You just look at that, the positioning that Team Efficiency have got. Pretty much everyone can fire on the Meltdown squad should they ever poke out of their kind of little decline there and decide they want to go toe-to-toe. So, Skell, excellent job getting the early scout here. Let's see how Meltdown reacts.
Team Efficiency have been kind of gifted control of that hill there. Granovsky up the top near the lighthouse, and Moore and JT hanging around as well near the little mound in the middle. I really like this setup from Team Efficiency. I think they should be able to close it out from this point, but one issue is that they are giving up the entire western flank of the map, so that 1-2 line. It's going to allow Meltdown to push in there. Skell will spot them out, though.
Yeah, Granovsky's not in a position to do too much unless he can hit those long-range shots. So the onus is on Meltdown. Where do they want to do the play, and how long is it going to take? You can see Pang Pang taking a shot already from Skell. So two smaller tanks here having a little bit of a rumble. Momo, though, ouch.
Skell's being a little bit cheeky here in the RU251, taking some peeks against the Batchats, but it's worked out nicely for him. He knows he's got the backup of Safi, who is now starting to take a little bit of damage. Safi deciding he's going to clip here and backing out, but a good initial trade there in the favor of Efficiency.
They've done a great job here. Momo down to 61 health. One more glance from any tanks on the side of Efficiency should have him packing for the hills here. Pink Pig taking a few shots to his name as well. So, like you mentioned, a great setup from Team Efficiency. All it takes is the overconfidence from Meltdown. When they finally decide to play the game, they're just going to find themselves staring down about 7 loaded barrels here.
Skell's in a pretty good position here to just spot out almost the entire Meltdown lineup. He needs to be careful, though. He is going to be taken down here. Yeah, that's not great for Efficiency. They does spot out Pang Pang, and they trade it out. Good bit of work there from Team Efficiency to get that quick trade, so they still retain the advantage.
JT in a great spot if he can rain some fire down onto Blast. Doesn't know he's there, though, but JT has been spotted out. So Viceturn and Pathfinder maybe coming up the wings to see if they can get him in the side and lay waste to the unsuspecting Batchat.
A little interesting. JT's going to spot them out, but he's on the reload. If they get this timing right, JT will be in trouble. He'll need some backup from his teammates, and well, Pathfinder looks like he's a little bit too scared in that situation. Luckily for JT, but JT's really between a rock and a hard place at the moment. He's going to back down.
Not where he's getting shot from. Nearly rolls it there, able to save it at the last second there. Moore and Bohan along with Party should have no trouble backing him up. Viceturn takes a shot to the side from Safi, so he can't go up. There's another one. He goes down to about half HP. Pathfinder takes one for his trouble. Another one as well. These guys in terrible position. Pathfinder getting low, and Moore makes him pay.
Yeah, really well done from Team Efficiency now. Just completely out-positioning Meltdown throughout this entire game. As soon as they got those initial spots, you could almost write this one off for Meltdown, because Team Efficiency were able to react, get themselves set up in the positions that they needed to be, and Meltdown really have just sort of walked into the crossfires of Team Efficiency.
Yep, knowledge is power, and Team Efficiency used it well. Props to Skell for getting that early scout. Now Pink Pig and Cry are the ones in the firing line, getting lower and lower. They don't seem to have any rebuttal right now. Poor Momo, he's forced to move up despite being a slither of health. There goes Viceturn, there goes Pink Pig. Cry able to answer to one onto JT, but Safi, all it took was a mean glance, and Momo was sent to the scrap heap. Now Blast, the last player alive for Meltdown. Shouldn't be too much longer before he's also turned into scrap.
Paul's got one shot, and one shot is all he needs, but he gets a pretty bad roll in that Batchat that he's going to allow Blast to survive a little bit longer. It doesn't matter in the end. Their Team Efficiency will close out the second round. One apiece after the 2 on Cliff there. I'm not so sure if that's the greatest result for Team Efficiency, but at least they're able to pull something back.
Well, that was a very convincing round in the second half, so it does kind of make you wonder what could have been in that first round. Should have they have had a little bit of a more smooth opening there, but that's going to be how Cliff ends. One apiece, not too bad. for Meltdown, as we did predict it to go to the way of efficiency, so they can't be too displeased with that one.
I think Meltdown are going to be quite happy with how that went. I mean, admittedly, Meltdown last season were very, very good on Cliff, and I would have backed them every day of the week on it. But this is a very changed Meltdown roster, so not so easy to predict how they're going to come out here. They did do a good job, though, on Cliff there. I think 1-1's good for them. Runeberg, for me, is probably a 1-1, and then Himmelsdorf, I think, might be where we start to see Meltdown pulling ahead, because they've really been impressing me on that map. Although, apart from yesterday, because they shocking against Karen Tiger on Himmelsdorf. So, you know, maybe I'm going to backtrack a little bit there and say team efficiency could have a chance on Himmelsdorf as well. It's really, really hard to call between these two teams. We haven't seen so much from them, and what we have seen from them, or at least from Meltdown, has been good and bad. From team efficiency, it's been good, but we do have a very small sample size.
Well, already today we've seen much closer games than we imagined from judging by yesterday's results. So who knows, we could have another potential game going all the way. And I hope not, because I made a bet with the guys backstage. If we had 2 tiebreakers tonight, I'd buy a big 12-pack of Krispy Kreme. So not looking forward to that one if it goes all the way.
Yeah, I'm not really liking the chances here, but I think if you get through this one, if this one doesn't go to a tiebreaker, you should be okay.
That's what I'm thinking. I wasn't expecting the first one to go to a tiebreaker. Expected to go far, but not all the way. But let's have a quick look at the replays, and you can just admire the setup that team efficiency had once more.
Yeah, well, Skell, you know, he got caught out here, but as soon as he spotted out Pang Pang, I was surprised he didn't actually spot out Pang Pang, given how close he was there. But
the shots came
eventually, he did get the spots. Ons Pang Pang fired the shot, and then, well, Pang Pang was not long for this world.
You can see that it was kind of pretty much over at this stage of Meltdown. We're already down about 4k in the health pool, and forced to just drive straight into the firing line. Oh, look at this, traversing the land. Can he go for the drive in? Oh, I thought the bonk was going to be enough, but he did half his entire health pool just driving down that mountain.
Oh, well, Moore's come back here in the second half with a good result for himself. I kind of said, you know, I was surprised to see him only down towards the bottom of the scoreboard there, but this time he's really done a good job. Safi as well in his bat chat was set up in one of the prime crossfire positions, able to get a lot of free shots across. So good work across the board there from team efficiency, and the one that's missing out that top 7 is Skell, but I think he got all those important spots to begin with. So that's really what you need to be doing in those light tanks.
If information retrieved was a statistic we could post, he would be at the top of it here, getting 10th regardless. Still pretty good considering who he was up against.
Well, he outdamaged 3 bat chats on the Meltdown lineup, and that's really where the difference was between Meltdown and team efficiency in that round. Just those 3 bat chats towards the bottom, not getting enough done. Even, well, yeah, like Momo didn't even get a shot off, so that's not good at all. Yep, selling those donuts, maybe like you later tonight.
That's what's not going to be selling. I'm going to be on buying at that stage. Momo, if you have an extra set of 12 Krispy Kremes lying around, just hit me up.
Yeah, well, now looking forward to Runeberg here. Last season, it was actually not a bad map for team efficiency, but they did say it's not a map that they thought they were that great at. So it wasn't a map that we saw them on all that much. They did have a good win rate on it, but I'm not so sure how confident they're going to be going into this one. Meltdown, having seen that it is their map pick, I wonder if we're going to see a similar strategy to what they did against Wargaming, which was that AMX CDC suicide strat, where they use it as the block, or the shield wall, I suppose. I think team efficiency will be ready for that, if that does come out, because they would have obviously been watching that game. So, question for me for that one for Meltdown, although Meltdown are starting off on the defensive side, so really it's the ball in team efficiency's court as to what they're going to be doing first here on Runeberg.
Well, we saw a similar strategy, Coalition Zoo running that today with their own twist on it rather than doing the CDC. And yeah, it didn't work. It was spotted out immediately, and he's left to kind of drag a dead tank around the map. Meanwhile, the rest of the Dark Wolves just pounced. They eventually took the series, so in the end, it wasn't the worst thing that could happen. But it will be interesting to see if either teams go for something similar.
Yeah, definitely, and it's a crucial one here for team efficiency as well. I think if they get 2-0'd, then things are going to start to get a little bit difficult for them. But if they can pull it back to a 1-1 again, you know, even Steven will be sitting pretty for a pretty long series coming out here. And, you know, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens from the result of this match, because if team efficiency start this one off 3-0, I think they're going to be really pleased with how week number 1 has gone. 2-1 is kind of where I would have predicted them at the beginning of this week, but now that I've seen them play a couple of times, I think 3-0 is definitely within their grasp. It would have meant they would have beaten Wargaming and Meltdown, which are before this week, 2 very strong looking names. At the moment, Wargaming not necessarily looking so strong, so you know, there's something in there for them. Meltdown as well are going to be quite happy if they are able to pick up this win. They'll be able to put themselves up to a positive win rate, 3-2. I mean, technically 50-50 is still positive, but, you know, it's a little bit better than 50-50.
That's one of the things, like you mentioned, both these teams, this win really cements themselves in that top 4. But let's have a quick look at the tank lineup going into Ruinberg.
Yeah, 52-15B coming out from Meltdown, as well as an IS-4 on the defensive side here. A couple of 113s for Team Efficiency. And the interesting thing to note here for Team Efficiency is that T110E3. Not a tank that we've seen them pick up all that much last season, if at all, maybe once. I don't remember who it would have been in that one though. And I wonder if maybe one of the new players on this roster, JT or Granovsky, one of those T110E3 players. So we'll see what happens. Who's in the T110E3? It is JT. So I think this might be a sort of a new strategy given the fact that they've got a couple of those new members in their roster.
I got great news for you, Jordan. We're not going to have to speculate to what their strategy will be because we actually have a listen-in with Team Efficiency that we'll bring you guys into right now.
If they're coming in, let the coming in is like through here.
Yep.
And then you start shooting at them. They do not have anything up. They have something up here.
I got it already.
Yeah.
One shot on me.
If you get, you just need to stay around K7. Like.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm safe here. I'm safe here.
The thing is, like, you need to realize we only have 2 of you, bad chat down up there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Then we
can
have
we
another
wait?
2.
I'm gonna start Hing these trees. And then we'll have vision on the 0 line as well.
Yeah, they have someone on the corner of this building.
On the corner?
On the corner, definitely.
Then shoot.
Yeah.
Like wherever a K7 can shoot. Like you have the view range. Like, no, you
That
have
hit
the
the
vision
ground.
over there.
It's blind firing me.
Alright, I gotta reload one more time and then I can move.
That one hit the ground. Whoever hit fired that one. 3 down all the way back in here. In the top right corner of that square. So it looks like
He's
they've
not at that corner, Buggy. Oh, he's still there.
I'm driving forward.
I just got lit.
I'm not lit.
Still.
Yeah, I'm lit now.
I think you can
Okay,
move
maybe
him, like,
in the bush
up
here.
here. So
Yeah.
when we send JT up in
I'm moving.
this corner,
Yeah.
if they do,
So you can see the side of Team Efficiency. They do know where a few players are, but unfortunately unable to connect their shots. And Meltdown, they've got plans of their own.
Yeah, they do, rotating around through the northern part of the map. And, well, Team Efficiency, I don't think they're going to be too aware of that one. They know where a few of those players are, or they've figured out or thought they knew where some of the players are. But now they're going to have to deal with some of these bat chats. It should be more to spot them out. I think Meltdown have been spotted out now. Good stuff here from Moore, sitting in the bush. He is unspotted. He's spotted out quite a few of those. Oh, but he's in trouble now. Pathfinder coming around from the side. This is not a good start for Team Efficiency.
Information comes at a heavy price, and for this time it may be Moore and his life. If he
Oh!
can get one more shot off against
Oh!
Pathfinder, who he set on
What?
fire. Wow, Moore!
What a beast!
An absolute on the brink of death, is able to trade 1 for 1 here, but that has revealed Meltdown's entire plan to Efficiency. Now, how will Efficiency respond?
Oh, that's a good shot there from Skell as well, forcing the use of the repair kit from Vicetone, but I want to talk about that one from Moore. Great stuff from him. I guess I'm going to have to hold that thought. We'll talk about it later. Granovsky's actually starting to push down these bat chats. Skell coming in his AP as well to give some backup. He's going to take a shot. This is, well, still pretty even between the two teams, but Team Efficiency do have a slight health advantage.
JT's got to be careful as well. The Batchat's coming up behind it, but you can see they are fighting on 2 fronts. Party, if he can get the spot onto Momo, may be able to take him out. A huge shot gets him down to about 53 HP. Now Safi, though, in trouble. Pink Pig trying to hunt him down. There's just battles going on left, right, and center. Impossible to follow them all. Safi, he's on the run, but Pang Pang might be in position to take him out. There he goes. Safi goes down, but now Blast in a 2 versus 1. Pink Pig and Pang Pang might be in a position to help him out, though.
Yeah, Skell and Granovsky not really in this fight, but Nora, Cry, and Vicetone. So at the moment, I'd actually have to say there's more guns in this fight for Team Efficiency. And you can definitely see that that is showing for them at the moment, really tearing apart Meltdown. And Meltdown have quite a lot of low tanks left on their side. We just need to see Meltdown, the Team Efficiency clean up Momo here, and then I think they're going to have the victory secured.
Skell trying to come around the back of Vicetone on the mini-map as well. You can see Momo has gone down a 2 versus 1 on to Pink Pig. He's not long for this world. Party and Bohan shouldn't have any difficulty taking him out. Pang Pang all the way off to the side of the map there. Just going to be buying time to see if anything can happen. JT's still alive somehow. Vicetone and Cry might have a chance of taking him out, but it is going to be resulting in a 4 versus 3 favoring Team Efficiency.
Yeah, Pang Pang getting pretty low on HP now as well. Cry is Almost a one-shot for pretty much everyone there. Batchat, obviously, of Granovsky, not quite going to be able to do that, but a good roll from the 113s. Will JT easily able to one-shot him if he hits, which he doesn't.
Cry forced to reload here, so he's going to have to book it. Don't know how far he's going to get being spotted out. They know exactly where he's running off to. Somehow survives 56 and 40 between the two of them. They barely make 100 HP, not even actually. And you can see since they are on attack team efficiency, all they're going to do is sit on their hill. There's really nothing Meltdown can do but sit and wait for the inevitable defeat.
Yeah, well, while we've got a little bit of time, let's talk about what happened with Moore there.
Oh, definitely.
There was absolutely no chance he should have gotten a kill there.
No.
He was spotted out with 3 Batchats looking at him, and somehow he managed to salvage a kill from it. The way that he played that was really, really nicely done. He basically isolated that single Batchat, taking the best chance that he can in terms of that 1v1.
Yep.
And then what he continued to do was drive around the Batchat, who didn't have the turret acceleration. He wasn't able to turn his turret in the amount of time that it took him to obviously go down there. And yeah, maybe Moore was a little bit lucky to get the fire onto that Batchat, but he gave himself every possible chance to get as much
100%.
damage out of as possible. So really excellently played from Moore there.
Yeah, it's one of those games where you come down to World of Tanks. It's you don't really think of it as a game of inches, but in that case, it really was. And props to Team Efficiency taking out first round of Ruinberg in quite a nice fashion there. Spotting that triple Batchat flank, being able to trade 1-for-1 where he had no business doing so. Yeah,
he really, or rather, Team Efficiency there really had a good setup. They kind of were covering off every possibility that Meltdown had there for them. So Meltdown, I think, are going to be a little bit disappointed to lose that first round there on Ruinberg. It is their map pick, so you know that's not great for them. But now we have to see how they go on the offensive side. Defensive side not working out too well for them.
We'll have to see if they can play to the same level of confidence, getting those aggressive plays once again, but making sure they can actually capitalize when they catch a Batchat out in the wild, not allow him to trade for the impossible one.
Yeah, I want to see maybe more a couple of shots in his direction missed or something like that, because I find it so hard to believe that he was able to get out of there alive and find a kill.
Yeah, because we were like, okay, he's just going to be scouting out, he's fine, boom, shot comes in, shots from the other 3 come in, and then somehow he's getting a kill and surviving even a little bit longer for it.
Yeah, and you know, if he had have gone down there and the other Batchat would have survived for Meltdown, that could have very much changed the course of the game.
100%, without a doubt. So looking forward into the next round here. If Meltdown, hopefully they can shake off that loss here, because the last thing you want to see in them is get down in the dumps, because like you said, one of those Batchats hitting their shots, and we could be singing a different song here, praising a different team. So hopefully that Meltdown can keep up their aggression. But let's have a quick look at the replays now to see what went wrong for Meltdown.
Well, this is what went. Oh, he was in a Batchat AP as well, so it was a tier 9 tank up against a tier 10. Yeah, he got really lucky getting the fire there, but look at this. Pathfinder wasn't able to close out the kill because his turret took forever to turn. And, well, Moore just, yeah, a little bit of luck and a fair bit of skill there on his side really put him through with a good result in that one. Party and Bohan in the 113s doing a good job. JT and the T110E3 making it work as well. And surprisingly, Skell in the Batchat AP up towards the top there, above some of his tier 10 tanks.
Yeah, a lot of heavy hitters on the side of Team Efficiency. Great to see them utilizing their tanks well. Pink Pig dealing the most in the game, but only by a slither. Vicetone as well, back on that Batchat. Would be a heresy to see him off anything else, closing it in on number 7.
I wonder if maybe Skell got some shots in towards that Batchat for more.
Could have.
Can't remember where he was in that position.
I think
2,000 damage out of 6 shots from the Batchat AP is quite good. Moore only got 800 damage across, so he had some backup. I think it might have been actually Skell that set him on fire.
Could have been.
Yeah.
We'll have to. We got the replays now. We got to do is check it again later.
Been singing the praises of Moore, and really maybe Skell's going to be sitting in the back there going, "Come on!"
It's a team effort. It's a team effort.
Yeah, look, I'm sure they're going to let me know afterwards if I've made the wrong call multiple times on broadcast. But look, Safi, a little disappointing there for him with only 1 shot done really in his Batchat, but who cares when your team wins anyway.
So that's exactly right. So jumping into the second half here, hopefully Meltdown can show us something good here. Maybe we might see some cheesy, what do you call it, shields, walls being deployed
That's my
again.
real question, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
whether or not Meltdown are going to go for that again. It's something that we've seen them do a couple of times. I'm not so sure it's going to work out against Team Efficiency. I think Team Efficiency are going to be well researched and they're going to be prepared for this if they see some sort of strange pick, a CDC,
Yeah,
or...
of course.
you
Well,
know,
that's the thing, right? The second you see the pick, you know exactly what's coming. It's just whether or not you can react
unless you're
in
Alex
time.
Blakey.
And then you get hyped over a cool potential pick and why it's such a great tank.
Yeah, and it's not.
I gotta get some jabs in. He made fun of my hair earlier.
Yeah, he
take it
did.
when
I
can
thought
get
that
them.
was a bit harsh.
That was very harsh, and it wasn't just him making fun. The whole control room were
Oh, really?
We're in
Well,
stitches.
I like
at
your
the end
hair.
of that
I
one.
like your hair, mate.
Thank you
It's all right.
very much.
I'm going to
George.
vote you number 2 best
Did you have a
hair.
look at the tweet I made to him?
Oh, I didn't have. I didn't see it. I will have a look
It's
after
a thing
this.
of beauty.
Okay, alrighty. Well, let's focus back in on this one here for Meltdown. Really just waiting to see those tank picks coming out now,
Sure.
because that's going to give us the indication as to what they're going to do here. And I hope against hope that they don't go for that shield strategy again.
It seems to be it's cheese is a perfect word for it, because if the guys don't expect it and they don't do anything to counter it, then great, it's amazing, it's unstoppable, it's unbeatable. They have to react, they have to go in, they have to get the flank.
Yeah.
But if it gets spotted out early, just like any type of mine goes back to like a 6 pool or something on StarCraft, just
Yeah.
running the Zergs in, it's just gonna get countered immediately, and then you're left with pretty much a dead tank.
Yeah, exactly. And
Nothing
Team
else.
Efficiency, I think, are too good of a team to allow that to happen. It worked against B Gaming, but to me, B Gaming at the moment are really not on the same level as a lot of the other top teams here
Sure.
in the APAC region. So, yeah, maybe Meltdown got away with it once or twice here, but against Team Efficiency, I just think they're too well drilled as a side to allow that to happen. And Meltdown are going to have difficulty if they do opt to go for that.
Yeah, Team Efficiency have just been impressing me every single game they play. We came into this week especially a lot of question marks surrounding them, but every game they play, that cloud of judgment just gets lower and lower, and they're really cementing themselves as one of the top contenders in the APAC region.
Yeah, definitely. I think they've gone from strength to strength, really.
Oh,
From
without a
last
doubt.
season, they started off all right. They were very, very inconsistent last season. You know, they
That's
had
right.
some excellent weeks, and then they had some really poor weeks. So this season so far, it's looking like they've been pretty consistent over the last 2 games that we've seen. If they can close this 3rd one out, then I think they're in with a good shot for the rest of this season.
All right, let's not keep you guys waiting any longer. The tank lineups are here for the second half of Ruinberg, and a lot of bad shots on the side of Meltdown.
Good news there for Meltdown. Doesn't look like they're going for anything too cheesy. They've got quite a lot of heavies, though, so that's a little interesting. What's more interesting for me here on Team Efficiency is that T49 on defense of Ruinberg. That's not something that we see every day. Must be expecting quite a lot of light tanks or, you know, bat chats, something like that to come out from Meltdown. I'm not so sure how that's going to work out. I don't know where they're going to be positioning that. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. Maybe it'll be over towards the north in that little clump of 3 houses where the bat chats like to rush. If you can get a good shot off from there, we'll see what happens. But who knows?
I'm always happy when Meltdown, Team Efficiency rather, try new things, because like you mentioned, they've just been going from strength to strength. So if they can show us something great on this defense side, and already they're showing some great damage onto Blast, who may have poked his head a little bit too far up.
Yeah, he definitely has. He's been hugely punished for that. He's also tracked at the moment as well, so looks like he's not going to be getting out of there alive. Granovsky, excellent work from Team Efficiency, getting that initial pick. And I can see the strategy here for Skell as well. He's got himself in a bush here. He's just going to sit there and spot things out. If any of those tanks get onto the 2 flag, he's going to be an easy reset with that big HE gun of his, as well as, well, potentially a lot of damage going over in the direction of some of those bat chats.
Already Meltdown off to a very tricky start here. Pathfinder, the path has been found, and so are the shots. He's getting absolutely lit up right now, down to about half HP Skell. Choosing to keep his position a secret for now. Doesn't want to do too much. Cry as well. Meltdown. They are just having a complete and utter meltdown right now. Every single one of their members taking shots. Pink Pig and Pang Pang, the only ones left unscathed.
And Meltdown probably have no idea where they're getting spotted from. Typically, you'll have the light tank down in that K0 area, which is where they probably expected Skell to be, but they've had a look in there, and he's not there. They still haven't spotted Skell out, and, well, Skell is getting so many spots here for Team Efficiency across this southern part of the map that Meltdown have really bled so much health though, but Skell finally getting spotted out. I don't think he fired a shot there, but he is going to be taking a bit of damage in response to being spotted out here. He will go down, but I think it's too little too late really for Meltdown. They've just given up so much HP. Look at this. Less than half of the HP on Meltdown than what Team Efficiency is currently holding. And Granovsky in that 50B, he must be hitting all of his shots because these guys on Meltdown are just melting down.
Look, the damage has been dealt. They do take out Skell, but it doesn't matter. Meltdown already lost 2 tanks and a ton of HP to boot. Pathfinder and Cry both 1 or 2 shots away from death, depending on who they're coming from here. JT just setting up in the small little village here, making sure that no one can get on that 2-cap without his say-so. Pathfinder, you're not long for this world. Once a few shots from JT and Granovsky come down, you'll just be sent sky high. And Meltdown kind of dotted around the map here with no real place to stand.
At least they've still got 5 tanks on the field, so if Team Efficiency do make a mistake here, maybe they'll be able to get something out of it. A couple of shots left in the clip here for Safi. He wants to make sure that he can hit Cry here. To be honest, he should probably just push forward and take Cry down. Or actually, it looks like Moore's going to get the shot with the TVP from a different angle, so no harm done there for Team Efficiency. Moore will get lit up a little bit by those 2 bat chats, but even if he goes down here, Team Efficiency are going to have enough tanks left in the game to be able to pull this one off. Safi going to have a couple of shots into these bat chats as he crosses, or not. Maybe he's actually on the reload.
It shouldn't be too much of an issue. Pathfinder down to 79 health, should be going down any second now, as Party and Safi are going to have to make their way out here. Looks like there goes Pathfinder, but Vicetone takes a huge shot coming out of Party here.
Yeah, Party doing a good job of backing up Safi, who was getting out of there. Now that Safi's got his clip reloaded, he's going to push forward and try and take the fight to those 2 remaining bat chats of Meltdown. Vicetone and Pink Pig under a bit of pressure here. Pang Pang trying to help them out from the side, but really in a 3 versus 5, there's only so much you can do here as Meltdown.
Yep, they're just going to get hunted down to extinction right now. Meltdown, nowhere left to hide, and Team Efficiency, unless a Meltdown happens, a miracle happens for Meltdown, sorry. Looks like they will be taking this one up 3-1. Pang Pang, Pink Pig, and Vicetone all kind of dotted around the major urban area at the moment. Safi will be spotting out Pang Pang any second now. Looks like Pang Pang gets a spot here first. He can get a few good shots, maybe. Nope.
Nope, not indeed. He has been spotted out, and he's going to take a couple of quick shots from Granovsky. Again, that AMX-50B firing out the damage. I will be very surprised if Granovsky's not up in the first or second position in terms of the damage dealt for this round.
Yeah, whether it be in the Kranwagen or the AMX-50B, Granovsky is just on point tonight. So, Team Efficiency, their shooters are on point. Pretty much everything's gone right for them, despite that one early blunder on Cliff. So, they're in a great position, carrying this momentum forward and forward into the next map to potentially take this series in a 5-1 fashion if they keep it up.
Yeah, Vicetone trying to do what he can here in the bat chat, and I'm actually surprised at how long it's taken Team Efficiency to clean up these remaining kills here. I guess they do have a few heavy tanks, which are going to be...
Time's on their side, though.
Yeah, not the easiest to chase down the bat chats, but you're right. They have plenty of time here, and I don't see Meltdown being able to draw this one out for another 4.5 minutes, really, before they, well, would... Yeah, even if it goes to 4.5 minutes, Team Efficiency are on the defense, so it doesn't matter.
So pretty much they have no reason to do anything. Meltdown, they're the ones that have to make the plays, and unfortunately for them, the play seems to be dying as Vicetone goes down. Pink Pig starting to take a little bit of a barrage here. He's down to 500 health. Pang Pang, 433 at the moment.
Big bounce off Pink Pig there. Going right up into the sky. Might have taken out a satellite with that ricochet.
Satellite's even around back in this day?
I don't know.
Okay, maybe an overhead plane.
Yeah,
it's a fly drop
maybe
for the
a
enemy.
plane. Yeah. Well, just waiting for Meltdown here, really, to fall over.
Yeah, keel over eventually. Pang Pang, 55 health. All it's going to take is a nudge from Safi. And these guys, they always like to go for the
do it, Safi.
BM players. I love the reversing.
Yeah, the reversing utes.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I was having
Safi gonna have the speed coming around this corner. Nope, he didn't
quite.
quite.
Oh, he got 11.
Yeah, he didn't quite hit it right. I think he would have had the damage if he had have hit it right. But poor old Safi is not going to get it done, and he has to resort back to actually taking a shot with the bat chat.
Such brutality. Couldn't even let him get the ram kill, but like you said, unfortunately, just didn't have the momentum to carry it through. But speaking of momentum, efficiency, they are absolutely spewing with that right now because they're currently on a 3-game win streak.
3 in a row, and that's good news for them. So I was, I'm quite surprised to see how well Team Efficiency played Ruinberg there.
Strength to strength.
Really good stuff coming out from them. It looked like they were well drilled. They knew what they were doing, and Meltdown just weren't ready for it at all, especially when Team Efficiency was on the defense there. It looked right from the beginning like Team Efficiency was going to win that one. Granovsky taking out that FE215B to start things off was great.
Well, Meltdown, they look like they're crumbling a little bit under the pressure here. Coming in to Himmels, what could they possibly do to kind of reaffirm themselves here.
Well, they just need to go back to, you know, their basics, essentially. They are a very, very good Himmelsdorf team. It didn't work out too well for them yesterday against Karen Tiger, but I think they just go back to how they generally play. Pretty standard, nothing too crazy, and take the mechanical fights, you know, take the duels, and see if they can win those aim battles, and hopefully they're going to be able to do that, get the focus fire working, and they have a chance in that sort of a sense, because they are some very individually skilled players.
Look, that's the thing, right? We're as surprised as anyone else to see how poorly Meltdown are doing right now, because Team Efficiency, we know they've been going from strength to strength, but we figured they'd be on at least even footing with Meltdown, but these games have been looking quite one-sided.
Well, it really feels at the moment like Team Efficiency is just outstratting Meltdown or out-reading the game. They've got the guys in the positions to spot the enemy tanks where they need to, and Meltdown's just not seeming to be aware of what Team Efficiency is doing. They're kind of walking into the crossfires and walking into the traps that Team Efficiency are setting.
Well, speaking of walking into the crossfires, let's have a look at how Meltdown, unfortunately, walks straight into Team Efficiency's crossfire.
Yeah, well, he didn't have much of a chance there, but eventually Team Efficiency were going to be able to clean up those 2 remaining bat chats. It wasn't a big deal at all, really, for the guys on Team Efficiency here. Once they got that initial kill, I think that was really what was the difference. Actually, Granovsky getting massively outdamaged by Safi and
That
more.
was a surprise to me.
Yeah, Granovsky got 4 kills though.
That's true.
So, you know, there's something in that one. But more in the TVP again. He's up towards the top of the scoreboard. An excellent player for Team Efficiency. I'd have to say, I think Moore is probably one of the most crucial players on this Team Efficiency lineup.
Oh, without a doubt.
Because
he's been, like you said, crucial in every single one they win. It's more going on.
He's up in the top 3 in terms of damage dealt, and he's also the in-game leader for Team Efficiency as well.
It's always, like, Tank's always one of those games where it's really hard to see a player stand out, because people can go really good one round, have a bit of a rough one the other, but it's those consistent players that are the rock that holds the team together and more. When you're consistently doing that well, there's no doubt that Team Efficiency will follow suit.
And Skell there, I mean, he only got 1 shot off, which is not too great for Team Efficiency, but he did his job. He got the spots.
He did his job.
Momo and Blast with 0 damage between the 2 of them. That's not too good out of your 2 tier 10 heavy tanks for Meltdown. So overall, Runeberg was a bit of a mishap for Meltdown.
Yeah, like you said, it was their choice as well. So coming into that one, you can't have that happening. You want those, the maps that you're choosing to be the ones that you're good at, your advantage maps. So coming into Himmels, they're going to have to kind of rethink how they want to play this. Like you said, go back to basics. They're a very strong mechanical team when they're playing that standard variety setup.
Yeah, it's a big question mark over their head now. They are going to need to come back here on Himmelsdorf. If they go down even 1-1 here, it's just going to be enough for Team Efficiency to close things out. I think they're on steps. And, you know, the only hope for me for Meltdown here is if they do 2-0 on Himmelsdorf.
That's the thing. They got their work cut out for them, especially. But let's not look too much at what Meltdown can do to kind of come back in this game. But let's really focus on the strength that Team Efficiency are showing right now. You said it's Moore and Granvoski doing a great job. Like you said, Grant, when he's on those AMX50Bs and the Kranwagen, just putting out the work and more. If this guy's not at the top of the table, then something's going wrong.
Yeah, look, it's been really great work across the board from Team Efficiency. I don't think anyone's really lagging behind, not doing what they need to be doing. I mean, maybe Bohan hasn't got as much damage out as the rest of the team, but you can see it's not really affecting them at the moment here. And JT's not having as great of a day as he did yesterday.
That's true.
Where he was just absolutely going off and destroying everyone. But really, you know, when one player's not having a great day, it seems on Team Efficiency that someone else is stepping up. Safi is going to have a good game. Moore's going to have a good game. Granovsky's going to have a good game. And if those guys aren't firing, there's JT and Party who are very capable of doing the damage there as well for that lineup. So I'm really quite pleased, I suppose, with the depth that this Team Efficiency lineup seems to be showing. They're always able to make something of each and every round. And moving on to Himmelsdorf, it is a bit of a question mark here for Team Efficiency because we haven't seen them playing it yet this season. So that maybe is going to be something that you could even argue might help them because Meltdown haven't been able to have any research against them. But we'll have to see how they go. Meltdown, I think, should be at least able to pull off a 1-1 here.
Yeah, then if they don't, then they're pretty much
Well,
they've
if they
done
don't,
so they
then
have
they
to. They
are
don't have a choice. They got to
Exactly.
go for that 1-1. And like you said, even if they do go for the 1-1, they're still going to struggle when it comes to steps. But looking at the tank lineups, Meltdown very heavy favor on the AMX50B.
Yeah, 4 AMX50Bs. That is quite excessive. It's a lot of potential
Efficiency
damage
got
coming
3 of
out. Yeah, Efficiency does have 3, but generally 3 is like the
gold
max
number.
that we're going to see coming
Yeah.
out from any given team. But Meltdown with 4 here, it does mean that their lineup is perhaps a little bit lighter than Team Efficiency's here. Those 113s are a little bit more hardy than the AMX 50Bs, but of course, the potential damage to come out of the AMX 50Bs is certainly something. So it's really going to be who can get their focus fire working the best, because it's going to be a battle of taking a tank out or taking 2 tanks out and then backing out, reloading, and choosing the correct times to engage.
Bicytone can do. It looks like Meltdown. They really want to go very heavy up to the ramp here and maybe contest around the castle.
Skell having a quick look into the courtyard there, does get spotted out, but Bohan charging down the banana. He's also been spotted out here. Not sure if he could necessarily keep going because there are a lot of Meltdown players waiting for him there. Safi also spotting down the 3 lines, so a fair bit of information here for Team Efficiency, recognizing that some areas of the map are safe, a lot of the areas of the map are quite unsafe, and as a result, Team Efficiency have just slowed things down a little bit here.
A very unusual positioning out of Meltdown, so I want to have a quick listen in with their communications to see what how they plan to go about executing this strategy.
버텨. 너
오케이,
저거
오케이.
스팟만 계속 끼워라.
오케이.
5mm 2대 빼봐요 그냥.
오케이. 어디로?
일로. 이거 빼서 이거.
중앙 갈 것 같은데 애들? 여기 중앙 올 것 같은데?
그럼 중앙 버틸 수 있는 포지션 잡아요. 여기서 이것만 봐요.
그럼 내가 여기서 여기 코너 보고.
갈게.
1번.
용자 온다.
영호.
일로. 오.
간다. 야 50배 여기
가자.
어떻게 하냐?
일선 가자.
오케이.
가자. 3 페퍼 빨리 와. 크루만
나와,
갈게. 3, 2, 1 고고고고고고.
고고고고.
빠꾸 1, 2, 3.
쌌다.
보안 안녕하세요 보안 씨. 보안도 장전 돌아왔다.
오 쐈다.
쌌다.
보안 깔끔하게 보안.
오늘 너무
제가
가지
안에
마.
있어.
너무 가지 마.
Looks like things are starting to heat up for Meltdown as they have made the play onto Bohan on the banana line. He's going to go down any second now. Pathfinder picks him up, and you heard the ghost sound from Meltdown. They're all charging, go, get in there and make it play, because when you got 4 Apex 50Bs, the tank destroyers, you really got to start doing exactly that, destroying tanks, but Cry goes down off the back end.
Yeah, I really thought that wasn't the greatest of responses there from Team Efficiency. I thought they were just a little bit too late and Bohan went down for free. But we do see a bit of a response now. Team Efficiency do get 1 kill. They're going to be able to find a second one there with more picking up Momo. So overall, not too bad there for Team Efficiency. It looks pretty even at the moment, though. JT seems to have been caught out by Blast. He's taken a huge amount of damage, and Pang might even be able to clean him up in the RU-251. JT needs to be very careful. These AMX 50Bs for Team Efficiency will need to get work done.
Oh yeah, Pathfinder is absolutely screwed. He gets destroyed by Party, and more respectively now Pink Pig trying to answer with a little bit of damage on his own, but the accuracy from Party is on point. Takes Pink down to 463. Pang falls to JT, and now Meltdown. Unfortunately, they had quite a bold push onto Team Efficiency here, but it's all falling apart at the seams. It looks like Team Efficiency should have no trouble cleaning up the remains.
Yeah, Team Efficiency doing a good job of focusing down those priority targets. They've still got their 3 AMX 50Bs alive. Meltdown have already lost a couple of theirs, and well, Team Efficiency are looking like they're in a pretty good spot to close this one out. Pink Pick goes down without firing another shot.
He had, I think, 30 seconds left on that reload.
And a couple of players left alive for Meltdown. It's all Team Efficiency has to deal with.
Bicytone, 156. Maybe if you can catch more on the reload, he might be able to do something. Has 4 shots in the chamber. Blast gets taken all the way down to 100 HP. So, Team Efficiency not long now. Bicytone does get 1, but just like that, Team Efficiency answer back with 2 kills for themselves and take the series to a 4-1 advantage.
That is right, 4-1 in the favor of Team Efficiency. Definitely a lot more one-sided than I had expected this match to be.
Well,
I think
of course, we all went for Meltdown winning this game
well,
on paper.
Yeah, look, that was before we saw Team Efficiency, though, this week. I think we would have all agreed before this match started that Team Efficiency were coming in looking quite strong, and Meltdown,
100%.
well, looking a little bit shaky after yesterday's performance. So forgive us for maybe having that incorrect prediction there, but
We'll start doing these a little bit before.
yeah, we do. We do need to have a bit more time to think about what's been going on throughout the week in terms of the results. But still, Team Efficiency, talking about them, they have had a very good night so far. 4-1.
Without a
If
doubt.
they can close this one out 5-1, it would really round out a pretty shocking week for Meltdown and an excellent first week for Team Efficiency.
Yeah, I really want to see how Team Efficiency if they win this one 5-1 Meltdown. I want to see what they're going on into their next games later on in the season, because these guys seem to be on fire and unstoppable. This would give them that 3-0 streak at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. The 3-0 streak against some reasonably strong opponents. I mean, we'll still have some question marks when they face Horsemen, who are on a bit of a bender at the moment. Karen Tiger, who are also looking absolutely insane at the moment. And of course, EL Gaming, I think we can all expect to be able to pull off a win there. So those are the three main targets now for EL Gaming, for Team Efficiency rather, if they're able to pull off this one against Meltdown, which is very much looking like they should.
Yeah, going into the second half onto Ruinberg, it will be interesting to see if Meltdown, they try for something aggressive again, because that was aggressive to all extremes. They were able to catch out Bohan, but they used a lot of clips in the chamber there.
Yeah, they did. Let's have a look at the replays here, and well, I think we'll probably see where things started to go a little bit wrong there for Meltdown. I liked the intent was pretty good, and Team Efficiency, look, they had a couple of tanks out of position. Safi had to get across. Party and Granovsky and those 50Bs weren't really there, and even more was up the top of the hill, so they needed to all rotate into the fight. But Meltdown maybe took a little bit too long to take down more there and didn't get into safety to get those reloads on those 50Bs, and they were punished for it.
Yeah, Ping Pig and Blast, they just weren't in position when the push was made, and you can see Granovsky finally up to the top of those tables.
And Party as well, putting in a good word for himself. Maybe he heard me earlier on in this series saying he was getting out damaged a little bit too much by JT and Granovsky.
And you can see more up there as well. The three AMX 50Bs on the side of Team Efficiency, all putting up the massive damage. And just going to show when accuracy combined with high firepower is it's a recipe for disaster when it comes to Team Efficiency.
Definitely did see some good stuff from Team Efficiency there. Not enough done from Meltdown. It looked okay for a moment, but not quite in the end. Safi again with a pretty substandard performance, especially for him. He's usually pretty good in that bat chat, but this time not getting enough damage done to even net himself a point on the scoreboard. He's getting the donuts tonight. Maybe not for you, though, Max, because...
Well, if this game continues on the way it is, I may be home free.
You're
and I'll
safe.
just have to buy the donuts for myself and
send
you guys Snapchats on the train home.
Oh, well, that's not very nice, is it? But we'll have to see how this turns out. Himmelsdorf still got one more round, potentially more.
Not out of the woods yet.
Yeah, Meltdown have got a chance of coming back here, though it's a bit of a slim one. They didn't look too great throughout the last 4 rounds. Team Efficiency have definitely looked like the better team, and it does feel to me like this is just going to be petering out into a 5-1.
No, I think you've hit the nail on the head there with the Meltdown. Team Efficiency, rather, are the better team coming into this game, and they've been improving. Of course, we didn't get to see them last week, but just from Friday's matches till today, it seems like every single game they're coming in with a more concise and strong plan.
Well, I think something that has helped them is that they've kind of gone from their weakest opponent up to the strongest opponent. So they've had a bit of time to, if things weren't quite worked out so well, maybe against Coalition Zoo and Muravanka, they've had some time to fix those issues, weren't really punished for it so much. Then they moved on to B Gaming, and, well, B Gaming wasn't too much of a challenge either, apparently. And now Meltdown seems like not much of a challenge at the moment for Team Efficiency either. Yeah,
they're just really going from strength to strength. That's kind of the... kind of the trend of this game for Efficiency. So I really want to think sky's the limit for them at the moment. But let's have a look at that tank lineups coming into the second half of Himmelsdorf. Of course, Meltdown, they're up against the wall. We'll have to see if they go for anything risky or just standard it out.
Well, it's looking pretty standard here, to be honest, for Meltdown. Team Efficiency, the only, I guess, not super common pick is that IS-4, but even that is reasonably standard here. I think Team Efficiency have got a pretty good lineup for this one on the defense. Meltdown, of course, also with a pretty nice lineup on the attack. Although 2 Batchats and a 1390, I feel like that might be just a little bit too much in terms of the light or slash medium tank lineups there. I'd rather probably see another 50B in favor of one of those Batchats.
Alrighty, guys, back up against the wall. Meltdown, they're currently down 1-4 against Team Efficiency with 1 round standing in between them. And going on to play some more games or getting defeated here tonight. Team Efficiency, they only need 1 more, and they're looking to end it quickly.
Yeah, they are. They are. They've got Skell very far forward in that sort of, I suppose, G7 area, getting the spots onto the banana. Team Efficiency expecting to see Meltdown pushing down the banana line, but what they've essentially done here is allowed Meltdown to push all the way up the hill, and really they've only got Bohan spotting that angle, so Team Efficiency haven't got the perfect setup really for what Meltdown have decided to do on the attacking side here.
And it's been a long time since we've seen all 7 tanks just going for one push together. This really feels like a last-ditch effort to me. You can see Bohan, he spotted out Momo. I wonder how many more tanks he saw coming down that decline here. You can see everyone on the side of Team Efficiency starting to move. Safi, JT, Granovsky, and more all hightailing it to their established positions. But Bohan, he's quite exposed here.
Yeah, this is maybe a little bit worrisome for Team Efficiency. Meltdown have been allowed to set themselves up in some really good positions. I think in this sort of a situation, Safi in that bat chat is going to be very important. He's probably going to be the one to go up the hill by the looks of things. No, actually, it seems like
Might be
he's...
Skell.
Yeah, it might be Skell. He's joining, or Safi rather, is joining the rest of the team, making his way up the banana, and it is Skell going up the hill here. So we'll see what Skell can do from that position, but Team Efficiency, they've got a minute and 30 to work with, so enough time. And it does seem like Meltdown are having some difficulty getting Bohan out of this position. He's bouncing lots of shells off that armor, angling it very well. The only shell that really managed to do any damage was the HE, and really not all that much damage. It's interesting to see that Bohan here has got the Binox, and I think that's a strategy that obviously they've decided to go from the start, given that they knew he would be the one spotting down that hill push, and so they give him that little bit of extra view range on the IS-4.
I love the little intricacies coming out of Team Efficiency here to really give them every single advantage they need, but that was a huge shot onto Bohan. Finally,
Couple of shots.
Getting through those that heavy armor. But you can see who's this on the flank. It is Skell. Bohan moving up. Should be able to get a free reset onto Pang Pang. Well, they're in no real danger of losing out to the cap right now, but that's a big shot. Bounces another one. Very nice.
Yeah, Bohan has used his repair kit here, so he's going to have to wait for those tracks to be
that's
repaired.
right.
He's going to move out of there, though, not too badly. The A1390 obviously having a very difficult time of penning the side of an IS-4 at the best of times, especially when it's angled like this one. Bohan, a reverse side scrape. His turret is at the front of the tank, and reverse side scraping, not too bad on the Russian heavies.
Here come the push, though. A lot of people from Meltdown going to be running around that corner. Bohan, he might be finally going down here very, very low. 200 health. He goes down. Cry picks that one up. But now all 4 of the Meltdown members are vulnerable, and exposed party is hitting the shots. Pang Pang goes down. Cry, very, very low. Blast somehow surviving. Maybe able to get the return shot onto Party. He only needs one more. Just waiting on his reload. Can more block it off? He can. Now Safi, JT, and Granovsky are coming in to that 2-flag. Momo just on the side, raining down the fire. Pink Pig as well. This is looking bad for Efficiency if Meltdown can finally start capitalizing on some of these kills as Party falls.
I think Team Efficiency might have wasted a few too many shells into that 1390 there. They also haven't been able to clean up Cry, so there are some issues here for Efficiency. It's not over just yet. Vicetone, if he's not able to clean up some of these kills onto more, there could be issues for Meltdown, but he does get that kill in the end. He will probably sacrifice himself to Skell and JT here. There's only a couple of kills, or a couple of shots between the two needed. Skell now just needs to focus in and take a shot into the 50B, and things could turn around very heavily in the favor of Team Efficiency. It's 3 versus 3, but Granovsky under pressure here, not able to get any shots really out there. Pathfinder, though, under pressure. It's still hanging in the balance here.
Oh, Skell can get one more shot onto Pathfinder. He may have found him. It's a 2 versus 2 right now. JT and Skell taking on Momo and Pink Pig. The tension is plausible right now.
Yeah, Meltdown with a slight advantage here, but JT with a lot of health.
Oh no,
and
Momo's
he's
been caught out.
bounced the shell of Momo. Skell with a bunch of free time here to get some shots in. Yeah, his shots aren't going to do too much damage, but now he's going to be able to take one more shot into Momo now that he's shot. And easy cleanup. Skell doing an excellent job of just being an absolute nuisance for Meltdown right now. He is jumping in there, popping off a 250 shell, 250 shot, 250 damage shots, as I finally get my words out, into all of those Meltdown tanks, and I think he's cleaned up 2 or 3 kills so far.
Death by 1,000 cuts, it seems right now, as it all adds up in the end. As we see Team Efficiency with a very quick turnaround onto Meltdown, taking out the series 5-1. Congratulations to Team Efficiency. Condolences to Meltdown, unfortunately losing out that one. We thought they were going to put up a much better fight, but Team Efficiency just seem to be on an unstoppable roll right now.
Yeah, really good stuff from Team Efficiency. Excellent to see them picking up the 3-0 this week. I think they're going to be a real contender this season. And, look, there was maybe some things in that round there on Himmelsdorf which could have been perhaps a little bit cleaner there from Team Efficiency, but they got the job done in the end, and that's really what matters at the end of the day.
Well, that's the thing, right? They are able to look back onto these replays and find out what went wrong, because that was quite of a brazen strategy coming out of Meltdown, sending 7 players all the way up to that kind of A0 spot, then just doing the full-on push down the decline into that 2 flag, catching Bohan off guard, finishing him off, and it was looking great for Meltdown. They had the numbers advantage, they had that positional advantage, but what they didn't realize is they were focusing the wrong members, and JT and Skell being left alive were able to finish him off.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest of play in the sort of the clutch moment there in the 2v2 from Meltdown either. JT was in a really, really nicely angled position, and I'm not too sure why Momo actually decided to take the shot into that angled armor of the 113. And that might have been their undoing in the end, but really, for Meltdown to allow that to go back to a 2v2, given the advantage that they had, it's maybe not quite really the best situation for them in the end, to be honest, anyway.
There are definitely a few blunders on the side of Meltdown. I really hope to see them next time they play come back stronger and with a vengeance, because they do have quite a while to rethink their strategies before they're required to be back on the tanking fields.
Let's have a look at the replays here and see what Team Efficiency did right and what Meltdown did wrong there. This, for me, I thought after this initial fight, that Team Efficiency were under a lot of pressure because Cry survives, Pang Pang takes a few shots, and that's a few shots that could have been going into the tier 10 tanks of Meltdown, but Team Efficiency were able to pull things off in the end, and Skell was really part of the or sort of the linchpin for that, really. JT tanking a bit of the damage, but Skell really in the end cleaning things up there. And look at that, 2,000 damage done in an RU-251 on Himmelsdorf from Skell. That's a really great result. JT as well, stepping up to the plate with 4.7k. And I wish damage blocked was on here as well, because I think that would be interesting to see on the side of Bohan.
Yeah, a lot of, pretty much, it's like we said, with Team Efficiency, as long as whenever one player is kind of fumbling around, there's someone else to stand up. They have so many strengths and they can cover each other's weaknesses very, very well. So it's going to be up to the stronger teams, Karen Tiger, Horseman, EL Gaming, to really find out where these weaknesses in EL lie so they themselves can identify them and just make themselves stronger for the future. Yeah,
Bohan down there on 800 damage, but you can't really blame him for that. He was put in a position to basically tank shells, and yeah, exactly. He got a couple of shots out, he went down, he used up all the shots that the AMX 50Bs slung in his direction and allowed the 50Bs, the 113s there as well of Team Efficiency to really get the damage across. So I think it was a good sort of effort there from Team Efficiency on the defensive side. Still not 100% sure it was perfect, but, you know, as long as they can get the job done. And 5-1 is almost as good as it gets, really, for Team Efficiency. I didn't think it was going to be that much of a landslide. Right?
Yeah, it seemed very convincing coming out of Efficiency. And one thing I did want to highlight about Efficiency is everyone does their job on that team. Like you said, Bohan, he didn't do too much in terms of damage, but how many shots did that guy take? And also getting the resets in the face of impending doom. But we have the post-match results ready to kind of have a look where everyone stood after that 6-game series.
Oh, well, JT having another good day here up the top, and Party's not going to be too pleased about that. Getting pipped to the post once again by JT and Konovsky. Moore was quite exceptional as well there for Team Efficiency, I got to say. He was very consistent. And, well, look, Party did a pretty good job as well. 1800 is pretty much where you want to be, I guess. That's sort of like your average or your expected damage, I suppose.
The benchmark.
Really. The benchmark, yeah, I suppose.
I feel like JT snuck his way up there. He wasn't really topping the tables every single round, but all of a sudden, this is the only stat that matters, the most damage dealt. And
I didn't think he had that much damage, but he's done a good job of being consistent.
Consistency on this Team Efficiency roster is great. As you can see, Cry, Pang Pang, and Momo not having the best series here. A lot of digits on their average damage.
Yeah, well, look, it's not too great there.
Unfortunately, when that decimal comes in, it's a lot less impressive.
yeah, a little bit. 890 is really not impressive from Momo, regardless. 1,025 from Pang Pang, 1,100 from Cry, all even getting out damaged by Skell, who pretty much played tier 8.
He's got no business doing that much damage.
Yeah, I think Skell had a couple of rounds in a tier 9 where he did get some good damage.
He also got that 2k at the end.